that the broom and shovels were not coming back with the trucks. And so in classic Philadelphia style, the solution, of course, to that problem was to take them off the trucks. I mean, it's the kind of insanity that we deal with here in the city. So I think the mayor has to provide the leadership and direction. What I've said is, should I be elected shortly after the inauguration, I want to engage in a massive citywide cleanup of Philadelphia with a full-blown advertising and public relations blitz about keep it clean Philly, that this city should be cleaner and that we have to drive that message with adults and with children in our schools. Thank you.
I think the city controller is here tonight, but with our looming or current fiscal crisis, I was stunned to read in a recent report of his that if we were recycling at a 35% rate as opposed to our current 7% rate, the city would save $17 million, money that I think we need for some of the stuff you guys are talking about.
Sure.
What would you do to increase that rate from 7% to 35% in terms of recycling?
Immediately start it. I mean, make sure that the city can do it, and do it, because as pointed out about the not having a broom and a shovel on a trash truck, it can be done. You just need to continue on. If we can do it once a week, we certainly can do it. Or we can do it every other week. We certainly need to do it every week. And as a homeowner, people don't even remember the schedule. Should the recyclables go out or not? In fact, last week my recyclable bucket was overflowing. We could use it more. It's important, and people want to do it because they feel it helps the economy, but it also helps the environment, saves trees, and all the good things that come with that. People want to do it. Let them do it. The dollars that can be saved can go a great way in helping a lot of other situations out and fund a lot of other programs, and particularly the parks. I mean, with $17 million saved, you're almost halfway there fully funding the parks service.
Yeah, I was keeping track of that. I just wanted to stop for a minute, actually, because we're going to take questions from the audience. Hopefully, depending on time, we're going to get to as many as we can. So you will see ushers or people coming through that you can write your questions out on 3x5 cards, which hopefully you've gotten. Yeah? Okay. Hopefully you've gotten, and you've written your cards out. You can pass them to the people on the aisles here. And we're going to get to as many as you can. Just put your name, I guess, in the question. So, all right. And let's get to the next question, which is going to be for Mr. Nutter, please. Video question.
Well, this trail was built about 5 or 6 years ago, actually, by the city. And the idea was to try to open up this river corridor, which was formerly industrial, to the public.
I think now that the water is clean, I think that people are once again seeking out the river.
Last year we started riverboat tours, which run on a regular schedule, and we started kayak tours, and the response has been phenomenal.
I just would say that this is helping to complete a network of water trails that we are trying to create all across the state. And I'd like to think that this is just one of the most interesting ones because it is tidal, it is urban, it is really a different kind of river.
I didn't see a question in that, but I guess let's...
It's a great advertisement.
Saying that was a wonderful advertisement.
I'm ready to go kayaking.
Like the bikes. I guess
Patrick was making a speech.
Let's talk about your vision for the riverfronts and how we can leverage that, I guess, to enhance more tourism and to attract more money into the city.
Well,
or anything related to
on that particular clip, whether it's Patrick or certainly Joe Siernick, used to be in the Streets Department, I think that we should recognize at this particular forum the incredible work that the Schuylkill River Park organization did in literally creating something out of nothing in this city, and they deserve a tremendous amount of recognition and support. Some of the work that the city did, and I was involved, and Councilman Clark and Councilman Kelly and Council President Verna in helping our good friends at CSX understand their proper role and responsibility in not being a barrier or an obstacle to people accessing the river. And so whether it's the Schuylkill River and how we protect the open space around it, but also utilize it in its full recreational capacity, or on the Delaware, Philadelphia, of course, is blessed to have 2 rivers, an incredible opportunity still after 40 to 50 years of thinking about it and studying it And then we thought about it some more, and in classic Philadelphia style, and then we talked about it some more. We could actually move on with the process of fully, properly developing Penn's Landing and our waterfront on up through the North Delaware, using, for a change, good planning and land use principles to build out what should be the best waterfront anywhere in the United States of America. The Fairmount Park system, of course, protected by the Schuylkill and vice versa. The Schuylkill River Park is a fine example of the kinds of things we can do when the city, state, and federal agencies work in partnership with each other, a great community-based organization or a CDC, as well as the business community. Many of the building owners around the Schuylkill River Park participated in helping to fund that activity. So in terms of the river, I think we need to respect it. We have to plan for growth and development around it, not block views, create access, and the process that's going on down on the waterfront soon will come to an end, and then let us go and develop the finest waterfront anywhere in the country. Thank you.
We're going to have the next video question or infomercial, whichever comes our way, which will be directed to...
What can you do about cutting down on the number of vehicles in the city and making the city more bicycle friendly?
It's something really we need to do. First of all, having a good public transit system that people could rely on that is funded properly, I think is very, very important. Thank you. You're going to pull it too for me. I appreciate it as well. Also, talking to the governor and allowing additional seats from Philadelphia, where most of the users are on the SEPTA board, as opposed to having everything in the suburbs. I think that is also very important. And really promoting the fact that Philadelphia could be and should be a very bicycle-friendly city. There are markings out there now, but they need to be encouraged, and people need to say, hey, let's do that. And having a mayor that bicycles to work from time to time wouldn't be a bad thing. I have a bicycle, and I can pedal it, and I know how to use it, and it's not that far a drive from Northeast Philadelphia to... is that my bell, or what bell is that?
No, that's someone's cell phone.
I think that's a bell on your bike.
It's a bell on the bike. Well, Mike, we could actually have a bicycle built for two. We could pedal down together from time to time. Wouldn't be such a bad idea.
We spend more than enough time together.
I understand. I understand.
Okay.
But just in summary, well, yes, my wife would like to see me a little bit as well as your wife.
I want to encourage that.
I agree. I have a job plan for you as well. Okay, listen. But in closing,
I'm trying to get one.
In closing, I think this city could be a great city for bicycling, for walking, and for using a public transportation. But it takes the leadership and the will to see it through, and that's very, very important. Something that we can do.
Yeah,
Can I have a piece of it?
Yeah, actually, I do want to follow up with you in general, because I think that people walking and getting cars off the street is a great way to reduce pollution. But I want to address to you how you reduce other forms of pollution, like idling trucks or large industry. If you could address that section of it, that would be great.
Sure.
Or the city's own fleet, by the way, because I think that brings up a great point, because I do think that you should start with your own house. Not your own house, Mr. Nutter. I mean government's own house is what I meant to say.
Something wrong with my house? I've never been to my house. What are you talking about? I think one of the things the city could do is utilize the money that was designated out of the, there was a settlement, I don't want to give advertising to any particular company, but there was a settlement as a result of a national lawsuit involving one of the oil companies, and money was set aside for the city to retrofit the diesel buses with specific filters. That project has not been completed. That's certainly something we need to move on immediately. With regard to making Philadelphia a more bicycle-friendly, cyclist-friendly place, I think that a full education and information program for motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians is more than overdue, and having people understand that share the road is more than just a saying. It actually means you have to share the road with a variety of